Hey, how's it going? This is Reagan Ram with OrpheusAudioAcademy.com, helping you make better music and build your fan base online. Now, in this video, we're going to be covering how you can create those amazing, epic, dreamy synthwave chords, even if you don't know music theory. All right, so for this video, we're going to keep things simple. We're going to write this song in the key of C. And if you don't know what all the notes are in the key of C, a simple trick you can do here in Logic and probably in every other DAW as well is just open this pitch correction tool. And then we're going to choose the scale for whatever we're using. We're using the C major scale. And now it will highlight all the keys that are available in that scale. And in the key of C, we see that it's all of the white keys. So now we need to choose a chord progression. So what do we do? Well, a common chord progression in synthwave is the 1, 6, 5, 4. And if that makes no sense to you, no problem. I'll show you what I mean. So here we'll go back in the pitch corrector tool. So since we're in the key of C, 1 is considered C itself. It's considered the root note. You can see here on the pitch correction tool, it is root, the root is C. So C, we're in the key of C, it's the root, therefore C is numbered 1. And then we just count up the scale for all of the chords that are in that scale. So we would skip C sharp and all the black keys. We're just using the white here in C. So 2 would be D, 3 would be E, 4 would be F, 5 would be G, 6 would be A, and 7 would be B, and then it would go up to C again, which would be 8, which would be the new octave. So in this octave, you have 7 different chords, and they are C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Now, whether they are major chords or minor chords, you don't really need to know that yet. I'll show you a trick for how you can figure this out on your own. But in short, these chords can only use these notes. So if you're using a major chord, but it requires a sharp or a flat, one of the black keys, then you don't use that. And same thing for a minor chord. So anyway, if that's all confusing, don't worry about it. I'm going to get into creating this now. So again, we said 1, so that'd be C. And then we said 5, 6, 4. So that would be C, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So G, A, and then 4 is F. So we're going to use C, G, A, F. So I'm just going to draw these in. So this is a pretty simple chord progression here. So we'll use these as the bass notes, and then we're going to take these and just drag them up an entire octave up to the next C. And then we're going to go ahead and drag this note up another 7 notes. All right, there we go. So what we've done is we've created the first note in the chord, and we've created the 5th note in the chord as a typical triad or 3-note chord. So for example, in C here, we got C and we have G. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why G is the 5th. It's the 5th note in that scale. And typically there's a 3rd as well. So we'll go ahead and do that as well. All right, so there we go. Now, if we look at these, we see here in the chord of A here, this is A major, it's going into a sharp. We don't want that. So now we know that A is actually supposed to be an A minor here, because we want everything to be only the notes that are in that scale. So there we go. So we got what we want. And just for future reference, how do you know if something's a major or a minor chord? Well, a little shortcut is you count up from the root note. If it's 3 notes up in that scale, then it is a minor. If it's 4, then it's a major. So here we go. Here's C. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Therefore, it's up 4 from the root, just total notes, not just notes in the scale. So we count the black keys as well in this example. We count up 4. That is a major. If we counted up 3, 1, 2, 3, then it would be a minor. So this is a major, major, minor, major chords here. All right, so right now what we got, it sounds like this. right, pretty basic, not really synthwave sounding. So once we have this in place, what we want to start doing is just moving around the chords. And depending on what part of the song, if you're doing a verse in synthwave, this is going to be a much simpler than a chorus. And so I'm going to say this is a verse, so I'm going to go ahead and make these the same here, and just the last two. So it's only going to be 3 total chords in this verse. All right, so now we're going to move the bass up as well, this bass chord. Now to make this more interesting, we're just going to start moving chords around in this scale, and that's how you get the more synthwave feel, is moving chords out of place, for lack of a better term, especially this middle note here in the chords, moving those up or down, that's called a suspended chord. So that's what we're going to work on here and see if we can find some more synthwave sounding chords. And another thing you can do is invert your chords. So that's just dropping a chord up or down an octave or a note. All right, and we'll try moving this one up, this one down. All right, I think that sounds pretty good. I think that sounds pretty synthwavy. And what you might notice is that basically the notes of C and G here, they continue all the way through this 4-bar chord structure. So that's pretty common in synthwave. You'll have notes that kind of carry all the way through. So that's what we ended up with here as well. And I'm just going to change this synth to try and make it sound a little bit more of a synthwave sound. So let's see, if I pull up this retro synth here. And there we go, now we got our synthwave chord. So that is pretty basic. One other thing you could do is just try adding in more random notes in the scale and just see what that sounds like. So we'll try that out. I don't know, I think I kind of like that. Another interesting thing might be to just extend one of these notes that are already carrying through all the way through instead of chopping it up each time. So let's try that with C here actually. Let's just see what that sounds like. It might add some extra tension. Yeah, I kind of like that. It's definitely synthwave sounding. All we need is to throw in the bass and those drums, and boom, we're off to the races with creating synthwave songs. Now, obviously, you can mix up your chord progression however you want. You can add in extra chords. You can chop them up different ways, however you want. That's just where the creative element comes in. But in a nutshell, when it comes to creating synthwave chords, what you want to do is you're generally going to have all the notes and all your chords are going to be very close together most likely, and you're probably going to have one, maybe two notes that's in every single chord. It carries all the way through. And then from there, just break the typical triad chord progression. You just move notes up and down, add notes into them, and that's what you get. That's how you can kind of create those dreamy synthwave chords. All right, so that does it for creating synthwave chords. If you want more help finishing professional radio-ready tracks faster, then grab my song finishing checklist in the description below. This will walk you through the process that I use to finish more tracks faster and make sure that they are commercial quality, ready to be released. So you can grab that guide for free below. And if you like this video, please feel free to leave a like. Otherwise, have a great day and adventure on.